trekking over hills and valleys, traversing not just the wilderness, but also city streets, sometimes seeking fun in the mud. This herd of wild Asian elephants continues with their epic journey in southwest China's Yunnan province. In March 2020, they set out from their natural habitat in Xishuangbanna, a tropical region bordering Laos and Myanmar. As they traveled further north, they passed through the cities of Pu'er, Honghe, and Yuxi, eventually reaching the outskirts of Kunming, the provincial capital, home to some 8 million people. The journey, which has spanned a distance of more than 500 kilometers, is probably the longest ever made by a number of elephants in China, with their final destination a mystery. The herd started with 16 members. 3 of them dropped out of the trip en route, while 2 babies have been born on the migration. The tour group is finally composed of 6 adult females, 3 adult males, 3 sub-adults, elephants aged 5 to 15 years, and 3 infants. In early June, 1 male broke from the group and wandered off on his own. Authorities along the elephants' migratory route are responding proactively to their movements in order to protect the safety of both the giants and residents. A special command center has been set up, which deploys a dozen drones to keep round-the-clock tabs on the elephants. For the drone operators, their mission is rife with challenges, especially on rainy days.
在这种情况下，第一个是我们无人机难以不能起飞，只能通过人工搜索的方式进行，而山地又比较陡了，人工也很难以上去，寻找效率比较低。
Heavy machinery also plays an important role to prevent the tuskers sneaking out to populated areas. Hundreds of trucks and excavators have been mobilized every day to form roadblocks. Another important daily routine, preparing tons of food in an effort to minimize the elephants' disturbances in local communities, and at the same time to bait them into turning back.
期望它往普洱、往版纳方向移动，这样移动呢，就是它能回到原来栖地，这是我们最理想的一种状态。
The presence of the creatures has aroused the curiosity of local villagers.
你给见过大象多少？哦，看到了，全了，就是来我们点这些了个。
Most of the time, they are alerted and evacuated when necessary.
有亚洲象出没，请村民朋友注意回避。
With beefed-up mirrors, the good news is no conflict has happened between the jumbos and humans. But in some cases, the naughty neighbors have been a nuisance. They've raided farmlands, gorging on crops including corn, paddy rice, and sugarcane, all on their list of favorites. What is also a necessity when tap water fails to quench their thirst, they come up with other options, like this or this. They've also poked their trunks through villager stores, helping themselves to food and leaving great messes. But locals have shown much tolerance to the giants.
大象也饿了，它也不是够日的。
咱这农村人说的就那庄稼吧，种不好了就一发，这一茬晒不了那下茬了，这东西没了就没了。
So far, the herd has caused economic losses worth millions of yuan. Officials say they will not turn a blind eye.
对沿途已造成的财产损失，及时督促相关保险公司启动野生动物公众责任保险定审赔付工作，最大限度是保障人民群众的合法 利益。
Over the past few months, these elephants have generated quite a lot of online buzz. They've become almost like contestants on a reality TV show,
小公象首
as
先对
their
自己
every
的领
move
地
is
来了
shared
个
on
大宣
social
誓。
media. A local songwriter even wrote a tune about the herd.
大象喝酒醉，你还不相信？
Many people say they're also learning quite a lot about how elephants go about their daily lives. For example, many netizens have said they never knew elephants slept lying down and not standing up. They even got to learn how a mother elephant would react if her child fell into a ditch. The wandering herd has also captured the attention of global media.
A herd of elephants
中国メディアによりますと、
leaving their home turf,
昨日も
making
一
their
斉
way.
に
Most of them are impressed by China's gentle treatment of the animals. The unprecedented migration has triggered heated debate over the reasons behind it. But researchers point out that all discussions should be based on one fact: migrating for food is an instinct of the species. To get a clearer picture on the issue, we travel to where the herd used to live. I'm here in Xishuangbanna, the largest habitat of Asian elephants in China. Behind me is one of the nature reserves in this tropical prefecture. Before their unexpected trek, the herd of elephants inhabited dense forests just like this. Xishuangbanna boasts the country's largest area of rainforest. As early as 1958, a nature reserve was established here to protect the region's unique biodiversity. Over the past few decades, more reserves have been zoned, taking up more than 20% of the total area of the prefecture. Conservation efforts have allowed Asian elephants to prosper in China, with their population growing from about 170 in the 1980s to some 300 today. Now, the animal can also be found in the cities of Pu'er and Lincang. This has inevitably caused a problem: growing demand for living space and food. Even though their habitat has become replete with leafy green arbor trees, experts say this is not what the animals need.
这亚洲象它需要的栖息地，并不是一个森林植被特别茂密的一个栖息地，也通过这么多年的管理，保护区里面的栖息地，那个植被越来越茂密，然后它导致它过去它喜欢的一些，比如说一些草地、一些灌木林，已经逐渐消失了。就说对其他的一些动物可能是一个好处，比如说我们说的一些以野果为食的一些鸟类啊，它可能它的食物会增加，但作为亚洲象这个物种，它的食物是在减少的。
Since their great appetites for plants like wild plantains and tiger grass can be easily satisfied, they've gradually sought out a good bargain, consuming crops in human habitats, which costs much less time but provides a lot more nutrients. And this is considered a major motive behind the herd's northbound long march.
可能一直没有找到一个比较理想的一个栖息场所。 啊，他不知道前面到底是个什么情况，可能觉得前面可能会更好吧，他就一直这么走。
Over the years, as the elephants have increasingly intruded on neighborhoods, conflict has been unavoidable. In some encounters with the creatures, people haven't just lost property, but also their lives. This is a common phenomenon in countries where elephants reside. Research conducted by Beijing Normal University shows that between 2013 and 2019, direct economic losses from elephant-triggered damage in China reached some $30 million. But herein lies the question for local governments. How can conservation of the endangered species be balanced with protecting people's well-being? Early warnings based on close monitoring have proven an effective approach to shun the tusked visitors.
周围有野象出没，请大家注意安全，不要在田地逗留。
Another simple yet practical experiment is fencing off human settlements in risky areas.
17年的时候，因为保护局这边给我们做这个大象防护栏工程，然后的话做完以后的话，大象就进不到村子里面来了，然后我们生活的也会很放心。
But either eluding or obstructing is not a fundamental way out. Some cities are now experimenting with growing plants or crops in designated areas, a project that's been dubbed the Elephant Canteen. It's hoped this might mitigate their impact on people's lives. These efforts are easing tensions. Many locals now have mixed feelings about their giant neighbors.
以前刚开始的时候，经常吃了庄稼的话，会有点不高兴啊。但是因为有了这个大象，就像然后野象狗嘛，我们好多村民都在这边上班，就是因为有了这个大象以后，才有了这个就业的机会。
For some, their love towards the animals has only grown. They always lend a helping hand when the jungle mammals are in trouble. This rescue center in Xishuangbanna now keeps some 10 elephants rescued from the wild. All were injured or deserted. Here, the keepers, who call themselves elephant dads, take care of the creatures as if they were their own children.
我对大象有一种特殊的情怀，因为每天一上班之后看到这群当年在死亡边缘的这些大象，然后今天能够在这里摇头晃脑，对吧？很高兴的在迎接你的时候，心里面有一种幸福感，以及一种叫成就。
As there's more effort made to defuse conflict and conserve the species, some researchers say people also need to seriously reflect on the herd's unusual migration.
我觉得应该就是整个社会都需要考虑这个问题，就是我们怎么把亚洲象的栖息地能够建得更好。如果能够尽快的建立亚洲象国家公园，那个应该来说是一个比较好的一个途径。
Creating national parks is China's latest attempt to protect the environment, which means larger space for wildlife and more effective modes of management.
保护区呢，它不是专门为大象保护的，还包括像孔雀啊，或者是野牛啊，或者很多其他物种，包括望天树啊，对吧？它保护的是整个生态系统。那么我们说的庄内的保护地，就是说，比如说亚洲象的国家公园。那么这种形式呢，可以就是说把范围画得大一些，就是说有一些不在保护区的一些地段，比如说一些天然林、一些国有林，或者是老百姓的一些耕地，我们可以把它就规划起来，给它足够的生存空间。
Having trudged for more than a year, people are expecting the wandering animals to go back home as early as possible. On July 7th, the elephant separated from the rest was tranquilized and safely sent back, as its presence was posing a danger to public safety. But experts say the remaining animals can't be treated in the same way, as it's too risky for both the giants as well as human beings, and that a gentle approach is still the priority. There's relief that the herd looks to be moving southward, but it could take months for them to return home.
要翻越一些天然的一些屏障，比如说要过红河，要过这些大的这些山系河流，它可能就会受到一些阻拦。
With the protective measures in place, the roaming creatures are expected to stay safe and sound, and the baby elephants grow healthily and happily. What awaits them in future is hopefully a better homeland, where they can coexist harmoniously with humans.